Contemporary environmental issues. Global environmental issues. Biodiversity loss. The reduction in the variety of life forms within a given ecosystem, leading to the extinction of species. The causes are numerous: habitat destruction through deforestation and urbanization, pollution of air, water and soil, overexploitation from hunting and fishing, the introduction of invasive species, and of course climate change. The consequences are severe. There's disruption of ecosystems and food chains, a loss of genetic diversity, and a reduction in essential ecosystem services like pollination and water purification. Economically, the impacts are also profound, affecting fisheries and agriculture. But there are solutions. Conservation programs such as protected areas and wildlife reserves, sustainable practices in agriculture and forestry, and legal frameworks like the Endangered Species Act and CITES all play crucial roles. Climate change. Long-term changes in temperature, precipitation and other atmospheric conditions on Earth. The primary causes include greenhouse gas emissions like carbon dioxide and methane, deforestation, industrial activities, and the combustion of fossil fuels. The consequences are far-reaching: rising global temperatures, extreme weather events such as storms, droughts and floods, melting polar ice caps and glaciers, and ocean acidification. However, there are solutions. Renewable energy sources like solar, wind and hydro, improving energy efficiency, reforestation and afforestation efforts, and international agreements like the Paris Agreement are all vital steps we can take. Ozone layer depletion. The thinning of the Earth's ozone layer is caused by the release of chemicals known as ozone-depleting substances, or ODS, such as chlorofluorocarbons, often abbreviated as CFCs. The main causes include the use of these substances in refrigeration, air conditioning, and aerosols. The consequences are quite severe. Increased ultraviolet radiation reaching the Earth's surface, which leads to a higher incidence of skin cancer and cataracts. It also causes damage to marine ecosystems, particularly affecting phytoplankton, and harms agricultural productivity. But there are solutions. Phasing out ODS through international agreements like the Montreal Protocol, developing and adopting alternative substances, and raising public awareness are all crucial steps we can take. Sea level rise. This refers to the increase in global sea levels due to the melting of ice caps and glaciers, as well as the thermal expansion of seawater. The primary causes are global warming, melting polar ice and glaciers, and the thermal expansion of seawater. The consequences include coastal erosion and flooding, loss of habitat for plants, animals and humans, saltwater intrusion into freshwater resources, and significant economic impacts on coastal communities. To address these issues, we can implement coastal defenses like seawalls and mangroves, engage in sustainable land use planning, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and foster international cooperation and funding. International efforts for environmental protection. United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, or UNFCCC. Its objective is to stabilize greenhouse gas concentrations to prevent dangerous anthropogenic interference with the climate system. Key agreements under this framework include the Kyoto Protocol and the Paris Agreement. Convention on Biological Diversity, also known as CBD. The objective here is to conserve biological diversity, sustainably use its components, and fairly share the benefits from the use of genetic resources. Key initiatives include the Strategic Plan for Biodiversity 2011 to 2020 and the Aichi Biodiversity Targets. Montreal Protocol on substances that deplete the ozone layer. The goal is to phase out the production and consumption of ozone-depleting substances. Among its successes are the significant reduction in the use of CFCs and other harmful chemicals, leading to the recovery of the ozone layer. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, has a crucial objective to provide scientific assessments on climate change, its impacts and potential future risks, as well as adaptation and mitigation options. Key activities of the IPCC include publishing comprehensive assessment reports and informing policy decisions worldwide. The Global Environment Facility, often referred to as GEF, aims to provide funding to address global environmental issues. Its key focus areas encompass biodiversity, climate change, land degradation, and international waters. By focusing on these areas, the GEF plays a pivotal role in promoting environmental sustainability across the globe. Agenda 21 is a comprehensive plan of action to be taken globally, nationally, and locally by organizations within the United Nations system, governments, and major groups to combat environmental degradation. The key focus areas of Agenda 21 include sustainable development and environmental protection, aiming to create a balanced approach to growth and conservation. The Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, are a collection of 17 global goals set by the United Nations to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all by the year 2030. Among these goals, Goal 13 focuses on climate action, Goal 14 on life below water, and Goal 15 on life on land. These efforts underscore the global commitment to addressing environmental challenges and promoting sustainable development.